Blog Talk Radio.
Oh man, if I ever said I was the best, right now it's time to say a motherfucker keep on praying. Oh man, if I ever said I was the best, right now it's time to say a motherfucker keep on praying.
I'm fucking hot like 6 furnaces, continue to heat up like big worm perm. It gets way critical like you colliding with the gods. Your vision's blurred like you riding in the fog. Dodge they bullet by juveniles who weren't afraid to pull it. Instead of education, I got a demonstration of what CNN continues to utter about. Wise with wisdom, I'm taking the scenic route. Heavily devoted and complex, like your flat screen television remote is the main focus is to make you understand these lectures I perform are indeed like Lance Armstrong. Without the substance, this is lyrical porn for the public. Poetic justice while I sip my teeth. UNIT wild like Queen Latifah. Motherfucker, it's Billy Pump Treat.
Oh man, if I ever said I was the best, right now it's time to say a motherfucker keep on praying. Oh man, if I ever said I was the best, right now it's time to say a motherfucker.
Yo, hey yo, I pull up to the spot, head nappy like I'm Bosky, got the herringbone, clean, good trapper queen like I'm Fetty Wap, a nigga always dropping some heat, fuck a repeat buttons, known to never suffer defeat, so why they keep frontin' on the guard to make you atheist, you hate this shit, not in my radius, every beat be getting 86, yeah, I'm godly with the paper, make your pen game, that's paperweight, been known for chasing cake, this is paperweights on no man, forever on my grind like playing slow jams, y'all niggas acting fool, how you cool with your no fans, yeah, they claim they homie, we can't trust them cause they hella phony. Hate can never hold me, second text until I flood the rollie. Getting my cake up and nothing the best up on these lame fucks. Every line divine, big co-signed by the brain truster. Modern day Einstein, life remain a lifeline. Name the brightest stars I outshine. Christ.
Oh man, if I ever said I was the best, right now it's time to say a motherfucker keep on praying. Right now it's time to say a motherfucker keep on praying.
Hey, guys, I am back. I am so excited. I know you missed me because I missed you. I may be a little amped tonight. You guys know what I used to do back in the day, right? Well, had to pop a few pills before the show because got all types of shit going on today. But I'm so excited to be back with you all today. You have no idea. I've been gone for 2 weeks, and a lot of shit has happened in 2 weeks. A lot of shit has happened. Let me first go ahead and send my condolences out to the family of Andre Hope, a former co-host here on Endie Fiya by the name of King, the CEO of Kings of Entertainment out of Tampa. He was laid to rest on Friday in Tampa, Florida. So condolences goes out to family, friends, loved ones of King. As I promised, we will keep his legacy here on Endie Fiya, and I know his artists will continue to do the same as well. Let me back up. Hell, I just jumped right in all excited, right? You're tuned into another episode of Two Lit Tuesdays right here on Endie Fiya with your host, Nakia. Man, when I tell you I miss you guys, you have no idea how much I miss you. So much has happened, right? Rest in peace, Neighborhood Nip. Oh, my gosh. Like, you know, I saw somebody post something the other day, and they said, you know, if I saw a post about Nipsey Hussle for the rest of my life, I wouldn't be mad, right? And I've heard a lot of people like, okay, you know, it's over with. You know, he's been laid to rest, and, you know, he's talking all ill or whatever. But I feel the same way as that post, you know. I've been rocking with Nipsey since like 2010, and when he was acting and shit. And so, you know, it hit really hard, you know. And I had no idea. Like, I have a child who actually is a really big fan of his, and I had no idea, you know. But, yeah, my oldest son, he's on a skating crew, and they got new shirts, you know, for a competition that's coming up in VA next month. And on the back of the T-shirts, you know, they got airbrushed Nipsey Hussle. And I was like, wow, you know, 'cause I had no idea. Yeah, so most definitely, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. And if you've been watching, listening, reading any news lately, he's still in the news because everything has to be alleged, I guess, but the shooter, is now, he wants to talk now, and he was saying that he was set up by the government. He was promised X amount of money, and of course they didn't come through with that. And they promised that, no repercussions will come to him, and of course they didn't fall, they fell through with that because he's locked up, and so he's ready to talk. So a lot of people that was talking about, the conspiracy theory and whatever, just keep your eyes open. I'll say that. Keep your eyes open. I had someone to send me some information yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to read it all, so I don't want to talk about it now, but this will be ongoing. This is the case pending, so it'll be ongoing. So we'll touch upon it on Thursday if I'm here. Damn, guys. You guys who rocked with me last year, remember the prom episode that we had with Quilla? Yeah, well, this Thursday's prom, and that's kind of why I'm so high-strung right now, trying to get ready for prom and everything, and then trying to, do everything else that I do. So prom's Thursday, and baby girl's up for prom queen this year, so, she got to be right. She was right last year, but, we got to make sure she's right. So I might be here Thursday, or somebody else might be here. We'll just see. Other than that, not my condolences, but I don't want to say well wishes. That's what I'm looking for. All right, so if you watched news yesterday for about 6 hours, I'm sure you watched or you saw bits and pieces of the Notre Dame Cathedral burning in Paris, France, right? And so I read something very disturbing last night. Somebody said something like, I wish there would have been Catholics in that building while it was burning. And I was like, wow, what has become of the human race? Like, you don't take pity on nobody. I mean, from just racism and hatred and, now the religion as well. I mean, I don't get it. And people wonder why they can't prosper, and people wonder why things are the way they are. And everybody's so quick to talk about, how bad the kids are, and I think the kids, they emulate what they see. If it's being portrayed through an adult, then, you're going to mimic what you see. And so people say, they never should have took prayer out of school. And, I don't know about your kids, but my kids pray. All right, so they got to take a test. You know what I'm saying? They about to get on that field for something. They know who to call on. So if you may have taken prayer out of school as a whole, but the kids who are trained right, they know who to call and when to call them. So I feel like, a lot of the things that adults do, the children, they, again, like I said, they mimic that. And I believe on the last episode we talked about bullying and, how people always think it's just children that bully children. But, I gave the example of a young man who, is a senior with my daughter. He's 19, but he was bullied by, an adult, dragged out of his car and beat just because he accidentally tapped somebody, in a parking lot. So, again, I believe children mimic that, and then it's generational. It just continues. But I'm going to get off my ladder because you know how I get when I start talking about issues like this. I'm just excited again to be back with you guys this evening. And I have a very special guest. I was thinking earlier, because there's so many people that I reach out to, so many people that reach out to me, and so many people that Monica reaches out to. And this interview has been planned for so long, I can't remember who reached out to who first. But I'm just really excited to have him here with me this evening. I'm talking about B.L.A.C.K, right? Better known as Greg Caldwell. And B.L.A.C stands for Because of Love, Anger, Compassion, and Knowledge. Some of you, that's going to flip right over your head in this minute, but you're going to come back and listen later, and you're going to get it. Because of love, anger, compassion, and knowledge. B.L.A.C has been active on the music scene of Nashville, Tennessee, hip-hop for 12 years. During this time, he has honed his skills, getting better with time. He, along with his partner, 420, make up the group SLU. Stands for Strength, Loyalty, Unity, Stoners Link Up. In addition to music, the two collaborate on their own radio show, SLU Radio, every Wednesday and Friday on 103.9 FM, WOZO-LP in Knoxville. They are carving their own path to spread their love of music and living out their dreams. Endie Fiya listening audience, fans, followers, foes, my guest this evening, hip-hop artist, B.L.A.C. How you doing?
Shit. How you doing? How you
no,
doing?
I got a pause button somewhere that's, yay! Yeah, but
yeah,
I
bet I got my own applause going. I almost did it.
That's right. So every now and again, you got to be your own cheerleader. So you bring your applause. Yes, most definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to have you here with me this evening. Because you could have been anywhere. But thank you for taking the time out, to let my listening audience know just a little bit about you.
I appreciate it.
So where did your love for music come from?
Where did my love for music come from?
Yeah.
Honestly, just life, really. Being able to, at a young age, I was able to just write poems and different things like that. It was kind of my way of communication, was writing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of how it started for me. It didn't necessarily start with a beat or anything like that. It really wasn't music. It was just writing. And then I was told I was kind of got pushed into putting it to beats by listening. The older I got, the more I watched 106 in Park, and I started seeing like artists being younger, than the norm from what I'm used to seeing. You know what I mean? And
right.
So that's what kind of got me to start putting the words to beats, and it went from there.
Do you come from a musical background?
Kind of, not really. I got some cousins, I got some family members that always sang in choirs, played instruments. I got a cousin that can play the saxophone pretty well. My sister plays the saxophone pretty well. I played the trumpet.
Okay.
But other than that, not really, not too much of a musical background, other than just having some rhythm. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily, I don't contribute it to music how I got there, how I got here.
Okay. I play the saxophone too. I play all four of them.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's a beautiful instrument.
Yeah,
it's definitely a beautiful instrument.
Very. So you consider yourself a hip hop artist, yeah?
Mhm.
Who would you say influences your style of music?
I could tell you who I like to listen to. I could tell you who I really like to listen to a lot. As you were speaking before, I really like to listen to Nipsey Hussle. Since I got turned on to him, which is like I got turned on to him like last year, so I'm late into his musical career. I'm late as far as that goes. Definitely R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle, but I listen to him. I really like Currency. I'm a J. Cole fan. I'm a 50 Cent fan. Get Rich or Dying 50. I love that. I love Get Rich or Dying 50. So I'm a big 50 fan. Ironically, with that being said, I'm a Ja Rule fan too. So I don't really. Yeah. I don't really. I mean, honestly, Ja Rule was a beast until he got shut down. But he wasn't. He was all right. He had some straight songs, but that's pretty much how the influence with me go. And then as far as other than that, I like Jadakiss. I like a little bit of Common. I really like Jadakiss. I like different things like that. As far as the South, T.I. So it's a wide range. T.I., Jeezy, Pimp C, Bun B. It's a wide range. I like a little bit of Lil Flip too.
Do you find yourself the sounds, the lyricism from any of these artists? Do you find yourself bringing that into your music?
That's hard to say. I will say, as far as originality, it's hard to. It's with so much music and so many artists coming out, and then so quickly, it's hard to necessarily just say what's definite sound. Some people definitely have a definite sound, but a lot of shit sound the same nowadays.
Right.
But I don't. It's hard. So it's really hard for me to say if anything. I like for the music to get played and then have conversations about it, and then I take those opinions and and run with them. I really like what the people had to say, good or bad. That I think that is what influenced my music the most. And then just being real with myself. Everybody exaggerates a little bit, but being real with myself is the main thing. Whether I make money off of this or get anywhere to work, I can quit my day job, so to speak, or that's just what it's gonna be with me. No matter what, that won't change.
Got you. Now we've had several artists on the show from Tennessee. Shout out to Lil Timmy out of Knoxville and Mindframe out of Memphis.
Okay.
The scene in Tennessee, I know it's gotten larger over the past couple of years. I was actually talking to somebody recently, and they want to go into music. They want to go to school for music. And I mentioned, the scene in Knoxville, and they were like, no, Tennessee is all country music, right? Until I started, listen to some, indie artists that are coming out that are doing huge things. What's the scene like in Knoxville? How would you describe it? How do you compare it to other music from the South?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that the scene, and you can dig through the scene in Knoxville, and you would be all right with not listening to any industry music. That's how I feel about that. I feel like it's that good. When we the radio station we got, the radio show we have, we play nothing but independent music. We play nothing but independent music, local music, and that's just because we're here in Knoxville. But when I say independent, any artist that pushes music that of course not signed and trying to build, trying to do something different. We provide a platform as such, so that's what we do. But we have enough music of local and independent artists to at least run for 3 straight hours. And when you listen to it, you kind of lose the fact that it's not industry artists, because it definitely got that quality, and it definitely has the sound, and a lot of it. And it's not all of it, of course. You know what I'm saying? I could go through about 10 artists and give you that feeling. You know what I mean? But that's what I believe about it.
That's what's up. All right, so guys, make sure you're tuning in to Sweet Radio every Wednesday and Friday on 103.9 FM WOZO-LP in Knoxville. All right?
Yeah, and if you're not in Knoxville, you can also catch it on the TuneIn app, WOZO.com. Still same time, Eastern time, but WOZO.com, the people station, and you can check us out.
I don't think I have a time. So what time does the show air?
10 p.m. to 12 p.m.
10 p.m. to
10
12
p.m.
p.m.
to 12.
You said Eastern Standard Time, right?
Yep.
All right, there you go. Don't want nobody call me talking about what time you say the show came on? 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern. Every Wednesday and Friday. All right, y'all got it? Knock your head. We good. Speaking of, you talked about, you got enough indie music that no one will really need to listen to the industry music. What do you think, or what are your current thoughts of the state of mainstream music right now?
With the way that honestly, with the way that I do music, I definitely think it could be better. I think it could be more tailored towards the reality that we live in today's time. Especially, you know what I mean? Especially with rap being, of course, majority black.
Right.
It just seems like, you know what I mean? It just seems like if a child didn't have a parent and they like music, excuse better, I don't have no better words to say, but they fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And that's just that. I don't think that's cool. I think that there has to be a balance with that. Like you can talk about your experience, but you also got to talk about the consequences and the reason not why to go down the paths that you may have chosen or been forced to go down. You know what I mean? And that's what is missing. Like you could have your you know what I mean? You talk about what you talk about, but it's got to be a balance in that, you know, so that our community can prosper outside of, you know, just in the household, because you know everybody got jobs. Kids go out, when they get outside their door, you know what I mean? It's a lot of things that can alter a child's mind, you know what I mean? In 24 hours, so. And music is one of them.
All right, so that's your knowledge. That's the K right there. Speaking of thoughts, I want to jump into your first track that I'm going to play this evening, entitled Thoughts. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, okay, so Thoughts is one of the joints that's on my up and coming project that I'm dropping on Saturday on 420 called I Just Started Back Rapping. Yeah. So that's what this is.
I like when I debut music. I love when I get to debut music. Yes. All right, guys. 420. 420. If you can get your head out of the clouds, you need to tune in for this new release here.
Yeah, definitely. Or while you in the clouds, tune in. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. That's what it's for. It's thoughts, man. And it's just pretty much, yeah. You know what I'm saying? The song is just pretty much thoughts of myself. Pretty much, man. When I was rapping, Blackout that I put out. That's actually, that music is like 4, going on 5 years old. And long story short,
really?
The 88 Baby is old. Yeah, all of that is old.
Holy Smokes.
And
Holy
I kinda,
Smokes is my favorite. Holy Smokes.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, that's old too.
Yeah.
I about quit after that. Based off just, it was a lot of things happening in my life. I kind of didn't have nowhere to really stay. My family, I was having my first child. One of my best friends had shot himself in the head a year prior to that. And then my brother lost his life a month after my daughter was born. So it was just a hard time for me. And so I kind of tried to put my mind in a different place. But I ended up coming back to music. And that's where Thoughts come from. It's just one of the first 6 songs I wrote. That's pretty much what I Just Started Rapping is all about. It's the first 6 songs that I wrote since I got back in the booth. I have no clue if, yeah. Oh, good. I have no clue, how people will feel or anything. I didn't do nothing about none of that. Trying to see any type of opinions. I just kind of just wrote some shit.
All right, and I'm gonna give it to the people. If you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Endie Fiya, Too Late Tuesdays with Nakia and our special guest, Black, and this right here is Thoughts.
Today we'll move on in our study of spiritual depression, which you know is a deep and lasting sorrow that has no medical cause. It may be affected by injury or illness or aging, but it is caused by something else. It's caused by something between you and God.
Nights you can't sleep, feelings all up in your chest. Come across wrong, but all you want is the best. Out of touch with a lot, it's like this class will come with tests. What are we working for? These pop quizzes I keep failing, only hurting more. Less the side effects for me is just a cold of heart. This road to being the greatest doesn't come with cars. No roadmap or destination. All there ever is what you make it. This is why I don't worry too much and just go with the flow. Just as long as my niggas don't go, we gon' be alright. This red eye, but we ain't talking about flights. Though I feel higher than I've ever been. I'm just trying to retire while my years are better. Sit back, get old, and send out Christmas letters. Sit back, tell stories, and take all the credit. We just wanted to be bigger than life, just like the ones before us, but wasn't getting it right. Time flies and we in a position. Only difference is we helping niggas, not yelping nigga. A whole lot of small talk is all we get from niggas. So we just build our platform and paint a different picture. Love it or hate it, you gon' deal with this here. Trying to make this a miracle, yeah. Come back like 4-5 with that 2-3 vision. No curse words, a lot of my thoughts explicit. I'm exhausted and I ain't even got started yet. So many times I decide to bargain with my sanity, compromising, halted my assist. Like gravity, holding myself to a higher standard. The smallest wrongdoing is not cancer. No concerns for the questions or answers. It's a feeling, nigga. Like when you meet the real, it's a feeling, nigga. White or black, certain standard when I deal with niggas. Cause you have to be the change that you want, right? Chin up through the rain and the sunlight. With Respect all, but take the BS at the front, right? Besides, you only got one life to live. No pressure, if I shoot, then I aim to kill. None less immediate retaliation as well. For the aggressive, if you caught off guard. Trust me, all that rah-rah shit, I'm not falling for it. I don't know why people wanna feel so important. Then things start to happen and there's no remorse. All the luck in the world ain't no clover for it. The type of shit you can never stay sober for. That's why I stay to myself and my people only for it. Cause murder's the only option if you go to war. Yeah. Cause murder's the only option if you go to war.
Loneliness as a major cause of depression. You know what loneliness is? It is not being alone so much as it is the feeling of being alone, the sense of being isolated, of not belonging. Loneliness, in a word, is being disconnected.
Yeah, so
What you think?
I was trying to imagine myself in the clouds listening to that. But I think for somebody who, you might need to listen to that a little sober first so that you can actually not just vibe off of what you're hearing, but get the message, right? And that last, I want to say that last 12 seconds was kind of deep right there, especially for those who battle mental health issues and depression. Then rewind and go back and listen to it again, and you might grasp it a little better. Then after that, blaze up to it. Yes, that was start. I want to talk about your name for a minute.
Okay.
Before I ask the next question, I want to talk about the name. Right? So black means of love, anger, compassion, and knowledge. And I know the first time I read that, my mind went in many different directions. Where did you come up with the name? Or how did you come up with the name?
Well, first, period, because I'm not like a tip. I never like one of the typical. I didn't want to be like a typical artist when I started doing this thing. See, I've been doing it for just a little while. I've been doing it for a while. It's been about 12, 13 years. So I kind of just was like, I gotta have something that would mean, that was something that would be meaningful to me, something that could explain what I'm trying to say in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. You know what I mean? And also generalize it so it wouldn't be specific. And so that's pretty much what it came from. The actual black aspect of it is because when I started rapping, it used to be extremely fast, you know what I mean? And it was just automatic. It was one of the things that was automatic. I never really just came in and had to really focus on, because I already had something wrote. I had something in the notebook. I had something in the pocket already. So it was an automatic thing. So I started getting this nickname of Pistol, and I didn't like it because I'm not just the you know what I mean? I didn't like nothing about that. And so I just was, call me black. I'm a dark-skinned dude. I love my tone. I love my people. So that's initially where it came from. But I also like I said, I threw the acronym in there because it would embody everything that I stand for. You know what I mean? And that's where it came from. So that's where you get it. That's what my music is about. Is because of love, anger, compassion, and knowledge.
And that was going to be my next question. Are those emotions or attributes that you have gone through throughout your music career?
Yeah. Now, is the music tied into life, not just my situations, but things I see, anything that touches me. Anything that touches me, that anything I thought, or something I can't shake, I write about it. It may not have to necessarily do with me, but if it's something that I see or something that somebody's going through, or anything like that, they may not have a voice, and I just kind of feel like I do. So that's really the only reason why. I mean, I could be doing a million things in this world, honestly, but
Right.
it's just what I'm drawn to, and that's why that money shit don't really move me. Just the emotions, the realness of people, and the shit that we as the ones that get up every day with both feet on the ground, like, what the fuck I'm gonna do today to try to make today better than yesterday. You know what I mean? Those people, because that's where I live. So that's pretty much what it is.
What's the biggest misconception that you feel people have about your genre of music?
That's a that's a good question. I think the biggest misconception people that is it's hard to say, because at times it does get as dangerous as you hear in the music, or it can be. You know what I mean? But that's not for everybody, I don't think. So I think that's a misconception. A lot of times, for example, just for myself, when I'm going and trying to promote my own show or find a venue to do a show, I don't necessarily just say rap. I say hip hop. Because I don't want to get, which I get the questions anyway. What kind of rap? What kind of artist? Can I hear some music? What are they talking about? What kind of crowd or are you bringing? And
right.
that misconception I hate, because a lot of us, we out here by ourselves. It's not necessarily no rules to this game. So people feel they take certain things a certain way, and that can always turn into a difficult situation. So I hate that it's so touchy. I hate that. And a lot of that got to do, I think some of it has to do with artists too. I think artists are touchy also, so at least some. So and I guess they can be explained. I don't really know. I'm not rich and famous, so I don't know. I don't wake up every day and I got a camera in my face or the possibility of that. You know what I mean? So I can't really answer for that, but I know as far as the misconception of being, as far as my experiences, is just the fact that the negativity that comes with rap.
And do you find yourself writing about these issues in your music, or do you focus more on, what's relative to your listening audience?
I don't, honestly. I think that my listening audience would vibe to exactly what topic that or where I'm at with the music at that point in time. I don't necessarily just focus on. I focus on, like I said earlier, I like the opinions of what people are saying, because that gives me the fire to do it. If and because I feel like if people want to hear what I have to say, then I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna speak. But as far as like the relevance to anything, I think it's just with the times with me, what's going on around me, what I can feel, touch, see, what I hear, and things like that. So I think that's where the relevance as far as the music comes from.
Now, you mentioned that 88 Baby came off of Blackout about 4 or 5 years ago. In what ways has your newer music changed from when you first started, or say from that album right there?
Quality. And I'll say that's the biggest thing. Outside of that, I would say that's to be continued, because, like, as I say, these are the first 6 songs I wrote since I actually decided to step back into the booth. So, in which it hasn't even been 12 months. So, which I have more music coming, but I just felt like, I wanted to put something out. Like I say, Well, when I put Blackout out, yeah, the Spotify's and the urgency as far as putting your music out, it wasn't that. It wasn't a big thing here around here, and I'm just getting started. That was my second project I ever did, but so I'm just I had a whole bunch of CDs, you know what I mean, and you should put it here, you should put it there. So that's why I took it. I looked at it as a mixtape, so I put it on. I think it was live mixtapes. So I wasn't really doing the iTunes. And things like that. I wasn't doing nothing like that. And then after that, I went ahead and made me a SoundCloud, and then it stopped. So now, since I got back into it, the first thing I did was took some of the songs. Originally, Blackout has like 16 tracks on it, but I only put I only put like 8 on it, I think. But originally I had like I think 16. 14 and 16. But, so I just started with that just to see how it would work, see the process. I never filled any of that information out, how to distribute and all that stuff. So I just went through it to see how it would work. It's definitely a pain in the ass, but definitely a pain in the ass. But it didn't break me. So it kind of made me more interested to see, what else. What did I miss? How many other ways can I generate $1 pretty much to put back into the music?
Now, you took the time off, and then you came back. Where do you find your motivation, or what motivated you to come back? I know for me, I want to tell a quick story. When I first got into this industry, probably like 6 years ago, and it started out as something completely different. It was an add-on to my entertainment management company, my event management company, going into entertainment management. And, I had some issues with the label that I was with, and decided, I'm going to part with that label and kind of do this radio presentation, because that's why I felt, I do best in this industry. But then I got so frustrated that I took the time off. I took time off, me and my co-host at the time, and said, maybe this isn't for us. And about 6 months later, here we go again with another show, because that was our drive. That was what pushed both of us. That was our motivation. And people just like, when you mentioned not too long ago about not doing what you do for $1. And that was premise behind this show. The mission is to be able to provide, an additional platform for the independent community to be able to, get what it is they got out. It's just additional avenue of expression for the independent community. And you have to do that out of love for what you do, not for $1. Because I feel like if you're not, if you're being blessed and your hands are always tight, they're closed, you got closed fists. How do you receive your blessing with closed fists? All right? So you pull up, you receive your blessing. But at the same time, that other hand, you need to be able to reach down and pull other people up. And that's how I feel the whole process works. That was my motivation. That's why I continue to do what I do. What motivated you to say, hey, I need to get back on this music thing?
Well, my guy 420, he's been doing the music. We've been doing it about the same time. He never took a day out. And when I wanted to get back into it, we got into the radio show about a year ago. And that what I saw was everything was nonprofit. That's how we operate. No money. We fundraise to try to bring it to make money to, for better equipment and things like that, upkeep of the station. Other than that, we pay our dues out of our own pocket on the monthly.
Yeah.
And that it kind of sparked a team type deal because we everybody independent artists struggle. And usually you're doing everything by yourself. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so to see other people working for a common goal kind of got me back into it. And with my guy 420, he was running with the Salute brand, and I wanted to help him. That's pretty much what started it. I wanted to help him. He was like, bro, if you're going to help me, I need you to, kind of rap a little bit too. And it kind of went from there. And now I'm back, doing what I like to do, doing what I love to do. And so now, but also with that, we give a platform for independent artists to have a place. Like so many artists that we have ran into as their first radio interview, or anything like that we've given. And no lie, we've only been doing it for a year. We have a pretty good following, and it's all due to the artists. The independent artists is something that they want, but some people don't know necessarily how to get to certain places, and it's up to people with information to offer that information and not make it so hard to get to. And I think that's that's the biggest thing that I see that I want to try to do. We take a lot of bumps and we take a lot of blows to the chest, but at the same time, if we can help the next man that we can reach out to skip those steps to get to the next level, then that's cool. That's what we're about. So that's where the strength, loyalty, and unity come in at.
And that's what it's all about. I say that all the time. If at the end of the day I have given an artist the opportunity to get featured in, a major publication, or getting them on mainstream radio, you know what I'm saying, or getting them on somebody's tour, or the stop of a tour, I feel like I've accomplished what it is that, my purpose. So I totally agree with you right there on that part. I want to rewind just a little bit and go back, and let's jump into 88 Baby. You want to talk about that track just a little bit?
Yeah. I'll try to be slick and talk about the food real quick.
We go. Why are you trying to be slick and get that by the food? I'm going to go ahead and give you 88 Baby by B.L.A.C.K. If you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Two Lit Tuesdays on Endie Fiya with your host, Nakia, and our special guest, B.L.A.C.K. And this right here is 88 Baby.
Trigger the DJ.
Early 88, baby. Mind's never crazy. Eyes always lazy. Product of my environment. Home is like retirement. Who would wanna leave? Step outside to blow the tree. Couple chicks come through. We will have some fun too. Reminiscing got me wishing I could go back to tying shoes. Look, couple decisions as a nigga grew with wisdom. Got me questioning niggas I know and chilling with who I don't. Cause the test life's giving me, I'm doing what I don't. For second guessing, that's a lesson. I will not learn anymore. Got it like to die for, but I yearn for much more. Especially without a love like mothers giving to the bow. She can roll like the blunt, maybe fuck up my joint, but she ain't smoking, might be sipping. Stay cautious and on point, barely conscious but on point. Massaging all of my dogs, contemplating on the check while she rubbing out the stress. Black thoughts about the game, I done had about a billion. Late night sides, all up in the ceiling. Son talking to the Lord, son planning out a vision, trying to dodge these potholes and collisions. People focus on the wrong, the bad in the past with intentions. Nowadays you can't love them, just lynch them. Keep one eye open towards friends and family when you distant, because everything changes when you miss them. Nigga, I sit and think about this life I live. Seen places that some dealers don't have the price to give, but on that same note, would love to see that life you live, just to help me wrap my mind around that private skill. Back to reality, mom's only proud of me. Pop stayed loud with me, a disappointment, nigga, just because I put words to beats and misemployment, nigga. 100-meter dash of football with his enjoyment, nigga. Cool. And I was too that for school. Yeah, foolish enough, but I was still growing up. Could've skipped school a lot, but I was still showing up. Yeah, I could've been sober, but I was still rolling up. Could've stopped getting burned, but she wasn't learning much. Cause those C's, maybe a couple B's just wasn't enough, huh? Tough love from an even tougher man made this cold world easy to understand. Thoughts about the game, I done had about a billion. Late night sides, all up in the ceiling. Son talking to the Lord, son planning out a vision. Trying to dodge these potholes and collisions. People focus on the wrong, the bad in the past with intentions. Nowadays you can't love them, just lynch them. Keep one eye open towards friends and family when you're distant, because everything changes when you miss them, nigga.
Hey yo, what's good? It's your boy Jerusalem from the Knoxville Music Group, and you on the air with the hottest station, Endie Fiya, with your host, Lil Timmy and Nakia, right here on the station bringing you all the hottest hip hop hits. Endie Fiya, let's get it.
If you're just tuning in, you're live right here on Two-Way Tuesdays on Endie Fiya with your host, Nakia, and our special guest, Tennessee hip-hop artist, B.L.A.C.K. You know what? The one thing I do want to say about 88 Baby, I got a little bit distracted by phone calls, but I can hear maturity in your voice, and I spend a lot of my days critiquing music, and I like to see, you mentioned growth. That was the one thing that you noticed the most was growth. If you don't notice growth and, you know, something, say, you put out last year versus something that you put out this year, you know, whether it be your delivery, whether it be what you're now speaking about versus what you spoke about previously, if you're not seeing growth, then what are you doing? Like, what I really need to know, what are you doing? If you send me something where, you know, everything you talk about, you're still talking about the same shit, you're still sounding the same way, you know, your delivery is, nothing's changed, then what are you doing? What are you really in this for? Because you have to, this has to be consistent, and you have to be able to see growth in yourself, be willing to accept change, you know, because putting out music once a year, if that works for you, okay. But if you notice, a lot of mainstream artists, they're putting out music back to back to back to back. People's taste in music changes daily. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep your listening audience, you know, your fans, your followers engaged. And staying stagnant, you know, is not the way to do it. So I did hear, you know, just I heard maturity in your voice, a little more confident, you know, in thoughts than you were in 88 Baby. So if you can't see that in yourself and other people can't see it, you know, you just need to revisit what you're doing. Have you suffered any resistance or skepticism within this industry as an independent artist?
Have I dealt with any resistance?
Yeah. Or skepticism.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because a lot of times my vibe, if you can tell, if you haven't been able to tell, my vibe is different from what a lot of mainstream music is, or even then into now. So being in the same category a lot with different type of artists that do kind of like they do different music. It's kind of weird because the resistance there is like, the vibe here is different. Like we over talking about this, that, and the third, and he on this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's the main resistance I get. And as far as any type of skepticism, I don't. If it is, I don't give a damn. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you because I don't see it. I don't pay attention to it. You know what I mean? I mainly see vibes, energy, and things like that, and that's what I try to move on. And so that's where the resistance comes mainly for me with this, is just I'm on some different shit.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier, that you went through quite a few ordeals and tragedies. But what's the biggest barrier you have had to overcome as an independent artist?
That, because I think I'm a thinker, so if I don't have nowhere to release those thoughts, that those feelings, those emotions, they become bottled up. I have a family.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 beautiful kids. I'm hoping to get married this year. It's been a rough road with things like that happening, and me kind of checking out mentally at times.
Right.
And so that I think that I know for a fact that's the toughest thing, because as I said before, I write about this shit that's around me, life. I don't fantasize about shit when it comes to that music shit. It's not a fantasy to me. It's not a game. It's a dangerous tool. I think about all of that because it shapes and molds kids. Feeble minds. It can, and it's entertainment for adults. You know what I mean? So,
right.
But that's dangerous. You know what I mean? There's no PG-13 rated R. There's none of that. Those lines are very blurred when it comes to music, and so I like to make sure that I'm on the right side, and mentally, I got to be there. You know what I mean? In order to be able to be able to process certain things. So that's pretty much where it is with me. That was the hardest thing for me, was get my mind back.
And a lot of people did not have the opportunity to say what you just said. When you go through ordeals, tragedies like the ones that you mentioned, it can take a lot of people out, mentally and physically. So I'm glad that you were able to, whatever you use as your release, your music, to be able to get, to a better point in your life. I'm glad that happened for you. I want to talk about Dress Code really quickly before I jump into that. That's your final track.
Yeah, Dress Code was the first song. Well, the second song that I wrote. As far as getting back into music, I pretty much decided that if I was going to get back into it, I wasn't going to spend no money at somebody's studio. I was going to build my own, so I did that. I pretty much just took everything into my own hands. And as I said before, I got back into it and was helping my guy out. It kind of, he never stopped. So it was kind of easy for me to get back into it and write this song. And I wanted to be a chant, kind of like for what we do. Our dress code, our brand. And so, some slew shit. You feel me? And that's pretty much where it came from.
It's
That's it.
To give it to you. Just tuning in, you're live right here on Endie Fiya, Tuesdays with our special guest, Black, and this right here is Dress Code.
I was glad, I thought I moved on. Contemplating how long it lasts when the move's wrong. Conversations with N.G. until I snoozed on. But never sleep though, I was watching, I had my rules on. This life is crazier than ever, man, this world's out. So much black and white, though gray areas, I'm well out. Hey, I'm a loner and a stoner, man, that's well known. And we can reach the highest peak until we sell out. Old school nowadays, like them shell toes. Green sticking to it, nigga, like it's Velcro. I look around and it's the same people I feel so. They let me know they ride with me until hell froze. Shots fired, what the hell, only hell knows. Cause ain't no God trolling the realm that we dwell so. We put the product on the scale and weigh it out slow. See with this shit that we've been slinging, we'll be out soon. Strength, loyalty, and unity, the dress code. And when you really chasing paper, you don't stress, bro. We getting high off this life and it's medical. And never stressing on the hustle, we got several. Just know the motto, get this money, win and never lose. Going against this pack of wolves ain't the best of news. We put it all on the line and ain't got shit to lose. Create our own jobs and get these niggas interviews. Strength, loyalty, and unity, the dress code. And when you really chasing paper, you don't stress, bro. We getting high off this life and it's medical. And never stressing on the hustle, we got several. You know when stoners linked up, it's something special, dude. Only the real is allowed, nothing federal. We put the money and the power on the pedestal. The dollar sign first, we only want the revenue.
Take the box off, put the mask on, turn the modes up, turn the cash on. They gon' crash off, I'ma blast off, put in hella time, they won't last long. I'm a slewy god, they just false prophets. Dollar sign first, we just talking profit. See, I don't talk a lot, but when I do, it's poppin'. It's always hooker op, it ain't no other option. Yeah, I do not race, focus on my paper chase. See these niggas running plays, keeping on my own pace. Plan it out when I blaze, market then I flip the page. I'm from the land of the brave, got guns under my veins. Used to pop off when we rage. Now I move a little smarter, dog. Now I get to cut your water off. I just give you the monologue. Check me out for my catalog. If life was a zip, gotta ride in my get so to take the catalog. Through the bad like a matador. They ain't got the street saturated. I'm the one most anticipated. Need my money long like KD. Screaming fuck you, niggas pay me. With the white boy like Shady. Screaming 44420, no zip code, no Jay-Z. Man, it's all work, never lazy. With the schooler shooter too brazy. Petty beef so tasty. Gotta keep the flow all safety. This is foolish, really cool shit. That guy smoking in your pulpit. Television can get this a sloofy. We ascending, nigga, don't assume shit.
Strength, loyalty, and unity, the dress code. And when you really chasing paper, you don't stress, bro. We getting high off this life and it's medical. And never stressing on the hustle, we got several. You know when stoners linked up, it's something special, dude. Only the real is allowed, nothing federal. We put the money and the power on the pedestal. The dollar sign first, we only want the revenue.
Wait a minute, okay? Hold on, okay?
That was Dress Code by Black. I like that.
Appreciate it.
I like that. Yes, I like that.
I appreciate it.
You're a father and you are engaged. Does your family support your music?
Yeah, they do. That's been a tough road, but yeah, they do. My people, they kind of, they tough, you know what I mean? So it's just one of them things where they definitely support me. They, I guess I would say they would like for me to do more. Other than that, they show up to every show that I have. They, my sister, for instance, she's hell with it though. She's one of them. She kind of, it's funny. I use it as a joke, but I swear it's a natural thing. But like in the middle of my show, in the middle of me, and my little stage, my performances and shit like that, she tosses me water and shit, and kind of tell me to drink some. I'm black and shit. She make fun. She make jokes. So you know what I mean. Yeah. I love her for that. But that's the type of shit that that my family do. Everything is cool. You know, we poke fun at everything. You know, we can't take life too serious. Though it has its serious moments for sure. So,
Right.
yeah, that's the support I get for sure.
That's what's up. Family keeps you motivated and they keep you pushing. And most definitely they'll be your cheerleaders, you know, and some of your biggest support. Unfortunately, we are down to the time that I really hate, especially when my interviews are going so good and I want to ask so many more questions. But this is the time of the show where we play a little game. It's called Either Or. You know, throughout the interview, people learned about, you know, Black, the artist, you know, everything that he's doing within, you know, his music career. But I want my listening audience to know Greg Caldwell just a little bit. And I know people go, like, you can't differentiate between the two. And actually, you can. Because you can't be in, you know, that artist mode at all times. So just to give my listening audience just a little bit, you know, learn you a little bit more, I'm going to ask you several questions. Very quick responses. No need to, you know, go in depth with the answers or really think, you know, really hard about the answers. Because this is you, and this is what you do on a daily basis. So here we go. Either or. Frosted Flakes or Lucky Charms?
Easy. Frosted Flakes. Easy.
You like basketball or you like football?
Easy. Football.
Damn straight. What's your favorite team?
Oh, man. Denver Broncos.
Oh, okay. Well, at least you didn't say the Redskins. You like,
is that yours?
Nah, the Cowboys is mine. Cowboys.
Y'all are such a disappointment.
You know what? I was liking you for
I ain't even gonna get into it. The Cowboys got the most talent. That had the most talent for a while and can't get nothing done. Hopefully, maybe it'll change for y'all, but I don't understand it. Y'all got everything.
I'm gonna put my prayers up a little, you know, a little higher this year, and maybe they can do some bigger things this year. Hopefully. All right. So you like Cardi B or Nicki Minaj?
I like Nicki B. Can I say it like that?
Oh. Somebody messed up and told you Cardi was my cousin. You were supposed to say Cardi. It don't even matter. You just supposed to say Cardi. All right, and we're gonna let that one go too.
Look, Cardi is a beast. She's here now. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? She do her thing. Shout out to Cardi B for sure.
Yeah.
I like them both though.
You like washing dishes or doing laundry?
Dishes. I don't like neither one, but dishes.
Right? Are you adventurous or cautious?
Oh, good one. I'd say adventurous.
Yeah.
No, I'm cautious.
The last question.
I'm cautious.
Yeah.
Thought about that one real quick. I'm cautious.
And last question. Do you think before you think?
I think before I speak.
All right, there you have it. Greg Caldwell, a.k.a. Black, just a little bit into his personal life. I'm going to go ahead and open the floor up for you now to go ahead and get your contact information out for anyone who may be listening to the show now or for those who come back and listen on any of our playback platforms. You know, if anybody wants to collab with you, you know, get on your show.
Yeah.
You know, for whatever reason they need to contact you, the floor is yours to go ahead and get your contact information out.
Okay. All right. So follow me on A65 Finest on my platforms. Any platform you can follow me on A65 Finest. That's Instagram. That's Twitter. Yeah, that's everything. You can find me there. As far as contact info, anybody that need to contact me, I have a couple of ways you can contact me. Either A65rapper@gmail, or you can contact our management, Santana, Her name's Santana Wilkerson. She's at Shane the Majestic on Instagram. Contact her for any inquiries as far as that go. As far as getting on the radio, you can also contact her as far as that too. And we'll get into further detail with that. But any indie artist, any independent artist, any up and coming artist that want to get their music out there in another market, you heard it here. Give us a shout, holler at us however you can, and we'll do what we can to get you some play, get you some spin. That's that.
So there you go. There's the contact information right there. Again, his show is on every Wednesday and Friday from 10 p.m. to midnight on 103.9 FM, WOZO-LP out of Knoxville. And again, he said if you're not in Knoxville, you can listen on TuneIn app. All right. So if you can't make all of those shows, don't miss all of those shows. All right.
I got one more for you too.
Go ahead.
We got a podcast we just started a couple weeks ago, and you can find it on Facebook, channel 865. They come on every Tuesday, which is today, which I'm about to head there now. But that's Slew Radio Uncut. We play music videos, of course, independent artists. We play music videos. We talk about the music, talk about current events, and it's a live stream. So that's another plug. But that's just it kind of slipped my mind. But yeah, that one too. Slew Radio Uncut, channel 865 on Facebook.
There you go. So you have no excuse. You got the new. Is it an album or EP?
It's an EP. I don't even know the lingo like that. It's just 6 songs. Boom. However it is, it's all platforms. Gonna come out 4/20. Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, anywhere you can get music. Amazon, Google Play, all of that. Just search me. B.L.A.C.K. It is an acronym. Black.
And what's the name of the project?
I just start bad rapping.
There you go. And you heard Thoughts. Thoughts is off of that project. So support Indie, support Black, support his movement. Make sure you're following the show on all platforms. Endie Fiya, that's ENDIEFIYA. Make sure you're following me on all platforms as well. Girl in Motion, GRLNMOTION. Live right here on Thursday. We have Kington out of some little crazy small town in Alabama, but he'll be here with us. Coming back on next Tuesday, we have Janae. And then on next Thursday, the 25th, we have Lil Co. All right, so if you can't make them all, make sure you don't miss them all. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. New Music Mondays returns on Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. If you want your music played on the show, just go ahead and email Monica at info@indiefireradio.com. She'll make sure that you're in the mix. All right? I want to leave you with a quote, as usual. Some people have lives. Some people have music. That's John Green. So until 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, Black, thank you so much. Thank your management so much. And again, your family, you're always welcome back here. Until Thursday, guys, have a good night.
Peace.